Welcome to the Schneider Electric Orbit video demonstration for electric utilities. The purpose of this video is to illustrate how the next generation mobile field force solution from Schneider Electric called Orbit can be used to perform pole inspections and transformer inspections in the field. So to start with, we're going to begin in ArcFM on the desktop. We've got a stored display with our Enterprise GIS feature classes for transformers and support structures, or poles, symbolized on an attribute called overall condition, which is an attribute that we'll be collecting in the field as part of the Orbit client. So these are inspections that have already been performed and completed, and we're symbolizing the transformers and the poles based on that overall condition attribute. I'm going to start by grabbing a couple of poles here and using some Orbit task creation button at the top here to create some new pole inspection tasks in Orbit. With this dialog, we have the ability to create multiple types of inspections that may be associated with a support structure, so perhaps a joint use survey, but we want to do that pole inspection today. And then we also have the ability to assign that task to a particular inspector. In this case, I'll assign it to myself. I simply create tasks with that button at the bottom, and the green bar here indicates that the tasks were successfully created in Orbit. Now that those tasks for the day for my pole inspections have been created, I'm going to pop over to the Orbit client. So the Orbit solution has clients for both iOS for use on the iPad, as well as this Win 7 client that you're looking at here today. So on my laptop, which runs Windows 7, I've installed this client. It comes with these three main areas here: the list of current and completed items with the attributes below, and then the map view over on the right. On the upper right hand corner here, we have a number of different map tools. We have the ability, for instance, to change the base map if we so choose. We could turn on imagery or any other type of base map that we'd want. I'm going to switch back to the streets for the purposes of this demonstration here. We also have the ability to enable GPS if that's set up, and then you'll notice here these icons will let you know whether the GPS connection is set up, and another one to let you know whether you have internet connection, and whether you want to set your client up for a connected environment or for a disconnected environment. So it's important to note that the Orbit clients can operate in both a connected as well as a disconnected fashion. In a disconnected fashion, we use something called tile packages from ESRI to allow the folks to still zoom in and zoom out on the map and see where they're located in the field and to perform their inspections accordingly. So you will notice here that in the list I have my list of completed items. So these were all those items that you saw over in ArcMap that were symbolized by the overall condition status. Those are the ones that you see in gray here in the client. If I come back over to my current items, right now it's empty because I need to refresh my client with the information that I just synced from the desktop. So if I click refresh there, it's going to go ahead and sync that information that we just entered in ArcFM for those new 2 pole inspections for the day into my client here and let me know that that's the work that I have to perform. So I'm going to scroll up just a little bit here, or scroll down. You can see all the elements that are part of that pole inspection. So let's start by performing pole inspection 18.924. And as I enter in these attributes, you'll notice there is an icon of status update is pending on the task at hand. That means that the information, as I enter it here, is automatically being synced with the Microsoft Azure data center in the cloud where this orbit information is being stored. And this pole that we found is in pretty bad shape, so we've marked all these conditions with major repair or replacement. And for comments, I'm going to say fix first. We also have the ability to add in a photograph on the client. And so I'm going to scroll down here to a transformer, or to a pole, excuse me. And we can add a photograph. So there's a photograph of a pole with a bird nest on it, for instance. So once the information has been collected for that task, you can move the status from in progress to completed. So I'll go ahead and select that, and you'll notice that that item quickly moved from the current items to the completed items down here at the bottom. So there's that one that I just completed. Let's go back over to the current items and complete that second pole inspection that we were assigned for the day. So we quickly enter in our attribute information here. And as we enter this attribute information in, again, you see that clock icon appear to let us know that that information is being synced with the cloud. So I've entered in my information here. Again, we can add a picture. And there's our picture of our pole. And then once that, once the task has been completed, we can move the status from in progress to completed with this dialog here. And we'll see now that those two pole inspections are on our completed list. Now the other thing that we have the ability to do with the client is to perform what we like to call an ad hoc inspection or an ad hoc task. So say we're out in the field, and as we perform these two pole inspections here, we notice that this transformer was also in need of an inspection and likely in need of repair, because we noticed that it was leaking excessively and it was very rusted. So we want to go ahead, even though we weren't assigned a transformer inspection for that one today, we want to go ahead and perform that since we're already out there. Save us a truck roll. So I've got transformer inspections selected from my pull down list here, and then I simply grab my ad hoc inspection tool and click on that location, and it's going to go ahead and create a task for me that I can then just right away go ahead and perform. So it's rusted, it's leaking, the bushings are in bad shape, the pole attachment's in bad shape, and this transformer is basically needed repair. We can add some comments here. And again, we could add a photo, but I'm just going to go ahead and progress that one to completed as well. So if we move over here, we'll see there's that last task that I just performed in the completed list. So we've gone out and we've just assigned two pole inspections, and in the field that person clicks refresh and can go ahead and then perform those inspections. Now that we've gone ahead and collected that information in the field, the big question is, what do we do with it? So next I want to showcase and highlight a couple of key productivity tools for doing some analysis and reporting on that information that's collected in the field in real time. Let's pop back over to ArcMap first. And you'll notice down in this area here, there's those two pole inspections that I performed, as well as that transformer inspection that I performed in an ad hoc basis. Once that information has been collected out in the field, all we simply need to do in ArcMap is click this refresh button here, and boom, you've seen the symbology for those features that I just collected the information for has been changed in real time. As fast as I could click that refresh button, you can see those attributes taken from the field, brought back down into ArcMap, and then the symbology changed on the map that again lets us do some intelligent analysis and reporting on that very pertinent and relevant information to the day-to-day operation of your business. So now you can see there's that information that I collected, as well as those comments that I was using the client to collect that I'm using to do the labels on. So really a nice way to be able to visualize on a map information collected in the field, again in almost real time. The last productivity tool that I want to highlight is an Excel add-in that we provide for Orbit as well. So I'm going to switch over to Excel here, and we're looking at an Excel spreadsheet that has a couple of add-ins. So in addition to the Schneider Electric Get Orbit Tasks add-in, which allows you basically to bring the Orbit table of information into Excel that again we can do some intelligent analysis and reporting on. So this formatted report that you're looking at here with the Esri Maps for Office add-in has taken that list of the the PoleInspections and ranked them in order of the worst to best. So these are the poles that are in highest need of replacement or repair. And that's the list of 5 that you see here, as well as the bar graph, and that's the 5 that you see on the map here. This should be a very similar map to what you saw both in ArcFM as well as on the Orbit client. So we've got the Esri Streets base map as well as the Schneider Electric facility information overlaid on top of that. Now it's important to note that the Schneider Electric facility information is sitting on a machine that is behind our firewall. That information stays secure and is not exposed through the cloud in any way, shape, or form. The only information that's stored in the cloud is the inspection information. So, to update our Excel spreadsheet with that information that we just collected, we would simply come over to the Get Orbit Tasks button. It's going to bring up a list of all our inspections, and we want to refresh our pole inspections. So I would say Get Tasks there. And if we come back over here, you'll notice right up at the top, there's one of those inspections that I just did. And there's the other one, the 8/26 with the time date stamp. And if I come back over to the report here then and click Compute Scores, boom, there you see right up at the top those 2 inspections that I just performed, and here they are on the map. And this interactive map here, we can zoom in and zoom out. Again, we can also click on the points on the map, select the row in the spreadsheet to give you an idea of what you're looking at on the spreadsheet relative to what you're looking at on the map. So a really, really nice way, again, to do some reporting and analysis about that information being collected in the field in real time. Thanks for your time, and hopefully you found this demonstration useful and helpful for your operations. Take care and be well.